And so our next race is the pit bike stock 140. Here they go into the first corner, and some really close action into those first couple of corners here at Whilton Mill. And as we wait for the leaders to go around for the first time, the rider at the front, it looks very much like Richard Saunders, number 71, that leads the way. 56, Dave Schofield, also in there in second place, and wearing the onboard camera this time is Matt Pearce, number 46. And nipping down the inside there, number 13, that was Andrew Giles, who gets another place in his early stage. We just saw Giles there scrapping amongst the midfield riders, and these back markers just jostling for position on the first lap. But with a clear track in front of him, Richard Saunders, number 71, leads the way. And it looks like Dave Schofield also in there with James Gale, Patrick O'Connor, Scott Dunn also amongst the leading group at the moment. And there they go up to the very top of the course with Richard Saunders leading them round the final corner for the first time, and down the pit straight any moment now with a clear track in front of him. There he goes round the final corner, pulling away from Dave Schofield in second place. And this pit bike stock 140 class, it's again relatively stock machines, not many modifications allowed to the machines, which means that we get some very close action, as we just saw briefly there. Number 437, Darren Morris, closing up on a camera guy, and there he goes under the inside of Matt Pearce. So Morris now breaking into the top 10. Will Matt Pearce be able to fight back? We'll see in a few moments, of course, when we return to the onboard camera. But back at the front, Richard Saunders started to pull away, and you can see just how much curve these riders are using. The very limits of the Whilton Mill circuit here. And the midfield riders going through. Just saw there number 94, Liam Wood, just outside the top 10 as Richard Saunders tries to pull away. Saunders really on the charge now, setting a 57.009 lap time. And there we saw Darren Morris, who passed this guy earlier on, Matt Pearce, and it looks like Pearce may have, let's see on the lap charts, it could well be Casey Newcomb in front of him. Richard Saunders, meanwhile, pulling away now as the battle starts to develop for second place, with Dave Schofield still there in second place, but Patrick O'Connor is starting to put him under some pressure. You can see the gap there between first and second, and then nothing between the leading group of riders there. Patrick O'Connor, Dave Schofield, and James Gale also in there as well. And it looks to me like Andrew Giles, number 13, is starting to fight his way through the field. Richard Saunders, though, still with a clear track in front of him, and it looks like Patrick O'Connor has now moved into second place. And there we still see number 13, that's the machine of Andrew Giles, still there amongst the leaders. But Richard Saunders, who's led for pretty much the entire race, continues to lead the way. And let's see how Matt Pearce is getting on. He's running strong at the moment, just on the fringe of the top 10. I believe currently in 9th place, and there he is. Looks like he's got number 94, Liam Wood, behind him in 10th place as Wood starts to close up. But Richard Saunders continuing to lead the way as we return back to Matt Pearce there briefly with, looked like number 31 on his tail. Again, using all the curb on that second corner, getting the maximum amount of power along this big back straight here at Whilton Mill, with Richard Saunders leading the way. And now look at second place, Patrick O'Connor is clear of the third place man and starting to close up with our race leader. So look out for Patrick O'Connor in the closing stages. But there was no problems there for Richard Saunders, number 71, who took the race victory. Patrick O'Connor has to settle for second, with Dave Schofield, James Gale and Scott Dunn in 5th place.